I would like now, as we've kind of gotten past the first quarter of the year, I want to invite our treasurer, Buff Wagner, to come forward and to offer us. You should have gotten, when you came in, an insert that is for our quarterly stewardship report, and so I hand it over to Buff.
Good morning. So good to see everybody here today. Take out your little quarterly report. I'm just going to present a little bit of a summary of what's taken place in the first quarter. I do want to explain one thing to you. This is a narrative budget that is represented here. And when we say that, what we are doing, for example, when I work on the budget, it shows that we have a certain amount of money, of course, it's put to the facility or this, that, and the other. We break out our totals and have it as 50% that goes to our worship, 40% that goes to loving one another, 10% for sharing. Because this means that when we meet on Wednesday nights, for example, you're still using this facility. It's not just when we come in here for church on Sunday mornings. And so that way, this gives a better representation of what's taking place, how our money is going, and that sort of thing. So under worship, that has to do with our worship services that are here and our beautiful music that goes on and our facility, usage. For our worship expenditures for the first quarter, our actual expenditures were $7,200, and our budget amount was $75,200. So we're actually under budget this time. Our loving one another has to do with our Wednesday nights, our men's ministry, our women's ministry, our youth ministry, that sort of thing. And so when we did that, our love expenditures, the actual was $55,200, and our budget was $59,000. And then with sharing the love of Christ, we do that through locally. That's Neptune Beach Elementary School, Mission House, now Avante, which I'm very excited is going to be opening up and starting our services on May the 3rd. And if you're interested, that's at 10 o'clock on Monday mornings at Avante, and Jim McCaslin would have information on that. And then we have also our First Coast Women's Services, our Beaches Recovery and Rescue. You can read through this to see we really do a lot from local all the way to international. One of our international ministries is actually Cross Cultural Connections, which Dan and Melika Smingi from our congregation here run, but it is an international missions. So then for sharing, our actual was $30,500, and our budget amount was $34,200 for the quarter. So I'm on the summary page kind of at the back and want to take a quick look at that. So we had income for the first quarter of $161,800, expenses of $155,900, which gave us a net increase, $900. So we were actually under budget for what took place.
Don't worry, we'll find something to do with that.
God is so good, and you all have been so faithful. I just want to say that. In these trying times, with so many things that have gone on, the giving has been incredible, and we know that that is your heart for the Lord and to spread His gospel, and it has been amazing what's been taking place in this fellowship and the finances, and I just take that as God's blessing upon us because He is happy with what we're doing with His money. So if you'll look too at the pie shape for the first quarter in 2021, and we've kind of broken that out so you have an idea of the percentage that comes in and kind of where it comes from. Our biggest, of course, are our tithe offerings at 79% of what came in the first quarter was for tithe. But we also have special gifts, and I want you to just take a look at the little asterisks because that does not include $13,810 that in the first quarter was either donated to a loan payoff fund or our new sanctuary fund. So that is not even in the, what came in for that first quarter. And I just want you to be aware of how giving this congregation is. We have, of course, interest income, which is a joke nowadays. Our plate offering, planned gifts, and then also legacy gifts. And so for the kind of the wrap up on the first quarter, you'll see that of worshiping God, basically 45% of what was our expenditure went towards worshiping God. 35% was loving one another. And then 20% is sharing Christ. I mean, this is amazing, you know, because we talk about tithing and going out. That's going to all those missions that I was, you know, telling you about, and also goes to our diocese as well. So that is a huge percentage in my mind of what we're doing up and above. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, Buff, thank you for all your hard work and for all of our vestry and finance team who work so hard to keep us aware of what's going on, to be completely transparent. And I know that the Buff is available. If anyone wants more details and you want to see all the line items, you're welcome to do that. The takers on that are always very few, so we find that a narrative budget is more helpful in explaining not just line items, but what's actually happening with what those line items are, how they're being used to fulfill the mission that the Lord has called us to. But Buff is always available, as well as our vestry, to ask any questions and get any more details if you might want them. So thank you very much.